I wanted to see if Lovable AI could actually build a real website in minutes. Not just a rough idea. Not just a basic template. A real website that someone could actually use as a starting point. So in this video, I'm going to test Lovable AI and walk through what it does, what kind of prompt works best, what I tried, and what the results look like. If you're learning AI tools, automation, or trying to build simple websites without coding, this is a tool worth understanding. Lovable is an AI website and app builder. The basic idea is simple. You tell it what you want to build, and it creates the project for you. That could be a landing page, a simple app, a business website, or even a prototype for an idea. And the interesting part is that you don't have to start with code. You start with a prompt. That means the quality of your result depends a lot on how clearly you describe what you want. When you land on the Lovable homepage, the main message is clear. It wants you to build something by describing your idea. That's the whole point. Instead of opening a blank website builder and dragging elements around manually, you explain the goal. Then the AI tries to build the first version. That's a big shift. Because most people get stuck before they even start. They don't know what layout to choose. They don't know what sections to include. They don't know what words should go on the page. Lovable tries to remove that blank page problem. Now, before testing it, I wanted to think through what kind of prompt would actually work best. Because with tools like this, a weak prompt usually gives you a weak result. If you just say, build me a website, that's probably too vague. The AI doesn't know who the website is for. It doesn't know what the goal is. It doesn't know what kind of business it should represent. And it doesn't know what action you want visitors to take. So a better prompt needs more structure. The formula I like is simple. What are you building? Who is it for? What should it accomplish? And what style should it have? So instead of saying, build me a website, a better prompt would be, build a modern landing page for a local service business that helps capture leads, explains the services clearly, and encourages visitors to request a quote. That is much stronger. Now the AI has direction. It knows the type of page. It knows the audience. It knows the goal. And it knows what the visitor is supposed to do. For this test, I wanted something realistic. Not a fake futuristic app. Not something too complicated. I wanted a website that a real small business might actually need. So I tested it with a local service business idea. Something like a cleaning company, HVAC company, dog grooming service, or home repair business. These are good examples because they all need the same basic things. They need a clear homepage. They need to explain what they do. They need trust. They need a call to action. And they need a way to capture leads. So my goal was simple. Can Lovable build a usable landing page for a local business from one prompt? That's what I wanted to find out. The prompt I used was something like this: build a modern landing page for a local service business. The page should explain the service clearly, include a strong headline, list key benefits, include customer trust elements, and have a clear call to action for visitors to request a quote. That prompt works because it gives the AI a job. It doesn't just say what to build. It says what the page needs to do. That matters. A website is not just supposed to look nice. It is supposed to help someone take action. So when I gave Lovable the prompt, it started building. And this is where the tool gets interesting. Instead of asking me to pick a template first, it started generating the actual structure of the website. It created sections. It created copy. It created layout ideas. It started turning the prompt into something visual. That's the part that makes tools like this powerful for beginners. You can go from idea to first draft very quickly. And that first draft gives you something to react to. That is important. Because sometimes the hardest part is not finishing the website. The hardest part is starting it. Once you have a first version, you can improve it. You can change the wording. You can adjust the sections. You can ask for a better call to action. You can make the design cleaner. But you are no longer staring at a blank screen. Now let's talk about the result. The first thing I look at is the headline. A good landing page should make the offer clear immediately. If someone lands on the page, they should know within a few seconds what the business does and why it matters. If the headline is vague, the page is weak. So I looked at whether Lovable created a headline that made sense. Then I looked at the call to action. This is one of the most important parts of any business website. What do you want the visitor to do? Call now. Request a quote. Book an appointment. Schedule a consultation. If the page does not have a clear next step, it might look nice, but it won't convert well. Then I looked at the sections. A strong local business landing page usually needs a few basic sections. A hero section at the top. A short explanation of the service. Benefits. Trust signals. Customer testimonials or review style sections. A contact form or quote request section. And maybe a simple frequently asked questions section. That is the basic structure. And what I wanted to see was whether Lovable understood that structure from the prompt. This is where AI website builders are useful. They are not just generating design. They are also making decisions about information architecture. That means they are deciding what information belongs where. For beginners, that can be a huge help. Because many people don't know what a homepage should include. They just know they need a website. Lovable gives you a starting structure. Now, was the result perfect? No. And that is important to say. AI tools are not magic. The first version is usually a draft. It may need better wording. It may need more specific details. It may need changes to colors, layout, or images. And it may need better calls to action depending on the business. But as a starting point, it can be very useful. The biggest value is speed. Instead of spending hours trying to decide what goes on the page, you can generate a first version in minutes. Then you refine it. That is the workflow. Prompt. Generate. Review. Improve. Repeat. Now, this is where the prompt matters again. If the first result is too generic, you don't just stop. You give better instructions. For example, you might say, make the headline more direct and focused on getting more customer inquiries. Or, add a section explaining why fast response time matters. Or, make the design feel more professional and trustworthy for homeowners. Or, add a lead capture form with fields for name, phone number, service needed, and preferred appointment time. That is how you work with tools like this. You don't expect perfection from the first prompt. You guide it. You refine it. You treat it like a first draft that can be improved. And that is actually a very important skill. Because AI is not just about clicking a button. It is about knowing how to communicate what you want. Now let's talk about what Lovable is actually good for. First, it is good for quickly testing an idea. If you have a business idea, a service idea, or a product concept, you can create a landing page fast. That lets you see how the idea looks when it is presented to the world. Sometimes an idea sounds good in your head, but when you see it as a real page, you realize what is missing. Second, Lovable is good for small business websites. A local service business does not always need a massive custom website right away. Sometimes they just need a clean page that explains what they do and helps people contact them. For that, this kind of tool can be useful. Third, it is good for prototypes. If you are learning AI, automation, or building digital products, you can use Lovable to create a working mock-up quickly. That is valuable because it helps you communicate the idea. Instead of saying, I want to build something, you can show people a page. Fourth, it is good for beginners. If you do not know how to code, this gives you a way to start building. You still need to learn how to judge the result. You still need to understand what makes a good website. But it lowers the barrier. That is the bigger trend I keep seeing with AI tools. They do not remove the need to think. They remove some of the friction from starting. Now let's talk about what Lovable is not good for. It is not a replacement for strategy. If you do not know who the website is for, the AI cannot fully fix that. It can guess. It can generate something. But you still need to know the audience. You still need to know the offer. And you still need to know what action you want visitors to take. It is also not a complete replacement for professional design in every situation. If you are building something high stakes, like a major brand website or a complex web application, you will probably need more review and customization. And it is not a substitute for testing. A website looking good does not mean it will convert. You still need real visitors. Real feedback. Real data. That is where the human side comes in. So my honest take is this. Lovable is very useful for getting from idea to first version quickly. It is especially useful if you are a beginner, a creator, a small business owner, or someone trying to test ideas fast. But the real skill is not just using Lovable. The real skill is knowing what to ask it to build. That is why prompts matter. A good prompt gives the AI direction. A great prompt gives it context, audience, purpose, and outcome. That is the difference. If I were giving someone a simple prompt framework, I would use this: build a specific type of page for a specific audience that accomplishes a specific goal, using a specific style. For example, build a modern landing page for a local HVAC company that helps homeowners request service quickly, highlights trust and fast response time, includes customer reviews, and has a clear request a quote button. That is much better than build a website for an HVAC company. The more specific prompt gives better results. And that is something people can use immediately. Now, where does this fit with the other AI tools I have tested? Polsia tried to build the business idea. Replit helped build an app. And Lovable helps build the website or landing page. So you can start to see how these tools fit together. One tool can help create the idea. Another can help build the app. Another can help present it to the world. That is where things get interesting. AI is not just one tool. It is becoming a stack. A set of tools that help with different parts of the process. And if you understand how to use them together, you can move much faster. But again, the human role still matters. You still decide what is worth building. You still judge the output. You still improve the result. And you still need to understand the problem you are solving. That is the part I keep coming back to. AI can help build faster. But you still need direction. So after testing Lovable, my takeaway is pretty simple. Yes, it can build a website quickly. Yes, it can create a usable first draft. Yes, it can help beginners get started. But the better your prompt, the better your result. And the more clearly you understand the business goal, the more useful the website becomes. If you are learning AI tools right now, this is a good one to understand. Not because it replaces everything, but because it shows how fast ideas can become something visible. And that is powerful. If you want to see more real-world tests like this, make sure you follow the channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday focused on practical, beginner-friendly AI and automation. And I'll see you in the next video.